Hey folks, Levi here once again. Just thirsty. Hey folks, how everyone's, hope you're all having a good day out there. Hope you're all staying warm. If you tell why I'm wearing like a long sleeve shirt, I am wearing one because it is getting colder. You know, it's been getting colder. Well, not colder. It's been hot and cold, cold and hot with the weather. You know, since we're in November now, I know it's fall time basically. Once we get in December, once we get into winter time, it's going to be cold probably for a good while. So, but anyway, guys, today's video, I didn't plan on this, but this is a tribute video for a great actor who we suddenly just lost. You know, he died at the age of 90 years old, and that was 5 days ago. It was on Halloween. I was at work on this day. I was working on Halloween, and after I clocked out from work, I looked up on my phone and I found out that Sean Connery passed away. I saw someone, you know, do a tribute video for him on YouTube. One of the people I'm sub to on YouTube, the Italian 51, Fabio, you know, great channel. But he, you know, I found out that, of course, you know, that when Sean Connery passed away, I was shocked and in disbelief. But you know, once you look at his age, it's like, well, you know, it wasn't because of, you know, it wasn't because of the pandemic. No, I think Connery just passed away because of, well, old age. You know, what happens? You're born, you live, and you die. You know, I mean, I think he had a great run. I'm speaking a little fast here, but that's what I'm just trying to say. You know, everybody's gotta die sometime. We're all gonna die someday. Everyone is gonna die someday. And I guess it was Connery's time. Now, I don't know. Only the good Lord can judge that. I can't judge, you know. I'm not trying to get religious here or anything, religion in the video, but, you know, it is sad that Connery is gone now. And, I mean, 5 days ago, I didn't even notice it. I was shocked, and I was saddened by his death. You know, I'm still sad about it, because he was a great actor. Seemed like a really good guy, you know. He's a very good-looking man too. I'm not saying that in a gay way, but you know, he's the guy that every guy wants to. He's the man that every guy wants to be. I know I will be because I want to have his charms and looks too. But y'all know Sean Connery for James Bond. Everybody knows him for James Bond. But I prefer to remember how a person lived instead of how they died. But all I can say is rest in peace, Sean Connery. I know he's going to be missed. Like I said, everybody knows, we all know him from the James Bond, which he still is the best, in my opinion. In my book, he still is the best Bond. You know, my favorite still is Daniel Craig, but Connery will still always, to me, be the best. And for a lot of people, it's his favorite role. My favorite role for me from Sean Connery was Dr. Henry Jones Sr. and Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. That's the first movie I ever saw him. Not really I ever saw him. Yes, I'm being honest there. I did not see him in a James Bond movie. I didn't even know who James Bond even was. Well, I knew about James Bond, but I didn't know Sean Connery was James Bond at the time. I was like in middle school. I think I was in 7th grade. So when I started getting to the Indiana Jones films, my first one was Last Crusade that I watched, which I did review here on my channel, and also did review the James Bond films, which Connery started, which was 7 Bond movies, not 6, I count 7. Dr. No, From Martial Law, Goldfinger, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, Diamonds Are Forever, and Never Say Never Again. I did review those on my channel, and last year I reviewed Indiana Jones: Last Crusade, I think in about January, February of 2019 of last year. And that is my favorite role of him, because, like I said, that was my first movie I saw him in. You know, when I saw The Last Crusade for the first time, I watched it for the first time, when it said Sean Connery as Henry Jones Sr., you know, Indiana Jones' father, I was like, who is Sean Connery? I didn't know who this guy was. But I saw his performance. He was good. He was not like James Bond in the movie. He plays a, you know, Indy's father. He's more like archaeologist, and he's not like his son. He doesn't fight or anything. He's not an action character. He's a character that can be a little sloppy, you know, but he's funny in the movie, and he did a great job playing a dad, you know, in the movie. And that was always personally my favorite role of his, you know. And second definitely would be James Bond. But Connery, for his early life, he was named Thomas Sean Connery, named Thomas after his grandfather. He was born in Fountain Avenue, Scotland on August 25th, 1930. His mother was Effie, as we'll call her, was a cleaning woman. She was born the daughter of Neil McLean and Helen Vorvoros, and named after her father's mother. Connery's father, Joseph Connery, was a factory worker and a lorry driver. His parental great-grandparents emigrated to Scotland from Whistling, Ireland in the mid-19th century, with his great-grandfather, James Connery, being an Irish traveler, the reminder of his family of Scottish descent. He had a younger brother named Neil. Connery said he was called Sean, his middle name, long before he became an actor, explaining that when he was young he had an Irish friend named Sims. Well, I also heard about Sean Connery. He was also born... Sean Connery was also born during the Great Depression, so his first job, he had to get a job because it was the top of the 1930s. It was the Great Depression. Money was tight back then. In that time, well, I don't really know for certain. I was not born in that time. I was born in 1993, so way before I was damn born. But Connery's first job was when he was 9 years old. I think, giving milk away and stuff, having to walk in the dark, having to, I think in the 1930s they were like ride horses and stuff, like on a cattle, almost like in the 1800s, on a wagon, yeah. He had to ride a horse and a wagon when he was young. And that's the way it was then, I guess. I don't know if they had cars in the 1930s or not. I don't know anything about that time. But all I know is that Sean Connery, his family was going through a Great Depression. He had to work. He's been working since he was 9 years old. So, wow, what a young age for him. His first job was a milkman and was in Ibron. When I took a taxi during a recent to the film festival, the driver was amazed that I could put a name to every street we passed. How come? Yes. As a boy, I used to deliver milk around here. I said, so what do you know? This was rather harder to answer. In 1946, at the age of 16, Connery joined the Royal Navy. I think it was 3 years he was in the Navy, which was not easy for him, I heard. During which time he required 2 tattoos, of which his official website, 11 tattoos. He trained in Portsmouth at the Naval School in the anti-aircraft. I think right after the military he also became a bodybuilder for a bit there. And he played soccer, but eventually he could have gone a different path, but Sean Connery chose to become an actor. So I think he started acting in plays and stuff, and eventually I believe he started acting in plays. Let's see. When he began bodybuilding at the age of 18, from 1951, trained heavily with Elton, a former gym instructor in the British Army. What his official website says, he was third in the 1950 Mr. Universe contest. More sources placed him in the 1953 competition, either third or in the junior class. I fell in place at tall man. Connery was a keen footballer, having played for Barney in his younger days. He was offered it with the East for a while and told us stop. Connery played a football match against a local team that Matt Busby, manager of Manchester United, happened to be scaling. I realized at the age of 30 football player will be over the hill by the age of 30. I was already 23. Connery said, I decided to become an actor, and it turned out to be one of my more intelligent moves. And it was. Connery helped out backstage at the King Theatres in 1951 during a bodybuilding competition in London. Mentioned that auditions were being held for the production called South Pacific. Connery landed a small part in the role. While in ring, I guess his home, he was targeted by the other game, one of the most violent in the city. He was first approached by them in a board wall, which he prevented from stealing his jacket. It was later followed by 6 game members to a 15-foot high balcony. I heard a story, I don't know if this is true now, but in one of Sean Connery's movies behind the scenes, one of his leading ladies who was married, her husband thought that Sean Connery was having an affair with her. I don't know if this is true or not, and during the course of that affair, the man, of course, came with a gun and pointed it at Sean Connery, and I think Sean Connery was able to get it out of his hand or fight with him. I don't know if that's all true, so, yeah. Because again, I never met Sean Connery. Connery first met Michael Caine at the party during the production of South Pacific. I know they did a movie together. Connery had several roles. He did make some movies eventually. He got into the movie business. He had Richard Hayden, who got him his first role as Spike, a minor gangster with a speech impediment. He was in Hell Drivers, 1957, Time Walk, in 1958, A Time in Another Place. And this was before Bond, by the way. In 1959, Connery landed Emmy Award director Robert Stevens' Walt Disney Productions, Darby O'Gill and Little People, 1959. I think, I might be wrong, but I believe that role in Darby's, let's see. I don't know, when I watched a biography of Sean Connery some time ago, I think that role in that Disney film got him the role of Bond. Maybe, I'm not sure. And of course the break became the James Bond, but originally Ian Fleming did not like Sean Connery first. He didn't want him to play Bond. He wanted Cary Grant. But even Sean Connery, in an interview he said, if it was Cary Grant that got the money to play the part in the movie, they would have had no movie in the first place if he had the money. He was allowed to commit to a film series, but from what I understood, he had a hard time getting roles after this. But also, it was the fame and stuff was driving him crazy. I mean, he couldn't really get lunch or get any privacy, having to go to the bathroom because reporters were just wanting to take pictures of him every time. The media, the press was all over him. And of course, Connery, Dr. No, that first scene, Dr. No, with Dr. No, Sean Connery became a movie star. Starring in the 7 Bond movies, which Never Say Never Again came later. Which, if you want to know my thoughts on Dr. No, commercial of Goldfinger, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, Diamonds Are Forever, Never Say Never Again, if you guys want to know my thoughts on those movies, just go to my James Bond reviews. They're on there. You can hear my opinions on them if you want. Connery's selection with the role of James Bond owed a lot to Diana Barclay, a wife producer Albert Barclay, who repeatedly have been instrumental in persuading her husband that Connery was the right man. James Bond's creator Ian Fleming really doubted Connery's casting. He's not the vision of James Bond. Look, I'm looking for Commander Bond, not an overgrown stuntman, adding that Connery was unrefined. Fleming's girlfriend told him that Connery had sexual charisma. Fleming changed his mind at the success with Dr. No premiere. He was so impressed, he wrote Connery's heritage into the character. In his 1964 novel, You Only Live Twice, Fleming wrote that Bond's father was Scottish from west of the Scottish Highlands, so that's cool. Yeah. And there's Connery right there, a picture of Diamonds Are Forever. But that's cool that Ian Fleming did that, Harry Saltzman and Albert Broccoli were the ones that came up with the idea for the Bond movies, because they were fascinated about it, they wanted to make films out of it. Harry Saltzman said that before Sean Connery was cast, they were auditioning about 200 actors for the role. He worked with Terrence Young. Lois Maxwell played Miss Penny related that Terrence took Sean under his wing. He took him to dinner, showed him how to walk, how to talk, even how to eat. Teach him to be a gentleman, Connery received thousands of fan letters after his opening. He became a major sex symbol. Following the release of the film Dark Knight in 1966, Bond, James Bond, became a catchphrase of the character. Beyond Bond. Although Bond made him star, Connery grew tired of the role, and, by You Only Live Twice, he decided to quit the role. Of course, he came back with Diamonds Are Forever, because after George Lazenby quit, and of course, while making some of the Bond films, Connery did some other movies like Alfred Hitchcock, Marina, in the Hill. So at least he wanted to do other roles, I was never mad at him for wanting to quit playing James Bond a little twice. I know some people probably were, but hey, he just wanted to move on to do other roles. He was involved in Marion. He did a lot of The Man Who Will Be King. I think that was with obviously Michael Caine. Yeah. And, Sean Connery's probably like the most famous person in Scotland as well. He did some older films. And of course, he did play an agent. Like I said, he did come back for Bond in 1983 for One Last Time, Never Say Never Again. But that title came from his wife when Sean Connery said Never Again, so they kind of used the title for it, which is cool. And I like that movie. I know some people, only one person I know right now considers it to be the worst Bond movie, which I disagree with. To me, the worst Bond film of all time is Thomas McGregor. I'm sorry. I hate that movie, but that's just me. But I might get into that. And he was in Brian De Palma's Untouchables with Kevin Costner. And of course, in Angels vs. Crusade, playing Henry Jones Sr. Opposite Harrison Ford. The Hunt for Red October. I think that was the co-starring Alec Baldwin and The Rock with Nicolas Cage and Ed Harris. And of course, Dragonheart was the first Drago. I like Dragonheart. And he was he did the Avengers 1998 film, not the 2017, not the 2012 movie, not that Avengers, different Avengers. Just Cause, First Night, and A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I think that was his last movie or something like that. I'm not sure. But of course, Connery decided to retire. I think it was after League of Extraordinary Gentlemen he decided to retire. And in his personal life, he got separated from his one wife, but he married one wife. He had some kids and grandkids. He was knighted by Queen Elizabeth. He got knighted by the Queen, and he's wearing his Scottish uniform. I was going to mention Highlander. Yeah, Connery was also in Highlander and Highlander 2: The Source as the character. Highlander 2: The Quickening. And there's this music in the film in Highlander 2 when, of course, Ramiro sacrifices himself, to protect. To protect Christopher Lambert, like, we'll see you sometime, Highlander. But Highlander 2, that Scottish music they play, I like hearing because that makes me think of Sean Connery right now, hearing that music. And if you watch Highlander 2, the scene where, with the fan and he's got, like, holding it, and Mariner's a sacrifice. If you've seen Highlander 2, you know what I'm talking about, Ben, but that was a really great scene too. And I like it in Highlander 2 when there was funny moments in the movie. I find moments when he comes back to life, Ramiro's character comes back to life because he's summoned by McLeod because McLeod needs him. He's like, get out of the way, shithead. Shithead? What's a shithead? And then he goes around saying to people, oh, thank you a lot, shithead. That was funny. But Connery retired for a while. He got I think him and his wife, and their kids and the grandchildren, they got to have a nice private life. Very nice place to live at. And I do remember also seeing pictures of Sean Connery, pictures on, you can look it up on Google, of him having a cane, that he's walking like somebody's helping him, like he's not doing very well. Like, you can tell right there he's probably sick, And his son, I believe said that but Connery died and that he wasn't doing well. Connery died in his sleep on October 31st, 2020, age 90, at his home in the Wilford gay community of Nassau, his Bahamas. His death was announced by his family and Productions. Although they did not disclose the cause of death, his son Jason Connery stated that he had been unwell for some time, which I believe, like I said, if you look up the pictures on Google of Connery with a cane, it looks like there's a man helping him across the street, or helping Connery like stand up. Following the announcements of death, many co-stars and figures from the entertainment industry paid tribute to Connery, including Sam Neill, Nicolas Cage, Robert De Niro, Tippy Hurton, Alec Baldwin, Hugh Jackman, George Lucas, Shirley Bassey, Kevin Costner, Catherine Zeta-Jones, who was in Entrapment with him, Harrison Ford, in Angels Crusade, and Sterling, and even some of the Bond stars like George Lazenby, Timothy Dalton, and Pierce Brosnan, and current 07 Daniel Craig also paid tribute to him. Connery's longtime friend Mark King called him a great star, brilliant actor, and a wonderful friend. James Bond producers Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli released a statement saying Connery had relished the role with his gritty and witty portrayal of the sexy and charismatic secret agent. He's undoubtedly largely responsible for the success of the film series, and we should be grateful to him. They should be, Feminist critic George Dennett criticized Connery after his death, arguing that his legacy as an actor should not be isolated from his career surrounding domestic abuse. I don't know nothing about that, so no comment on that. I don't know. But he had dementia. Oh my God, I don't know. I think dementia is where you forget things. I'm like, poor Connery, poor Sean Connery. Just sad. I mean, the guy was suffering, you know, I mean, it's sad, folks. It is a sad time that we lost a great actor, but also a great man, you know. Sean Connery was a great actor. He played Bond, James Bond, to a T. I think he really had that charm and the charisma. I mean, he was believable as Agent 07, you know. To me, he is James Bond. He is the best Bond, in my opinion. And I think he is the reason that the franchise became successful. The reason the film series came on. So every James Bond actor that whoever was going to play James Bond next, you need to look to Sean Connery, you know. I'm sure, yeah, Pierce Brosnan even said Sean Connery is his favorite Bond. So I'm sure all the Bond actors looked up to Connery. They liked him as Bond, you know. I'm sure they did. You know. I didn't know Sean Connery had dementia, but I guess they kept his sickness maybe privately, you know, and that's okay because, well, but he didn't die because of the pandemic. I just think he died of old age. He was 90 years old. You know, I know his birthday was, when was his birthday? Sean's birthday. Yeah. I think his birthday was almost like a month ago nearly. Because he was born in, yeah. 2 months ago, I think, yeah, about 2 months ago, it was his 90th birthday, and he, I guess, folks, the way I put it, I just think, yes, I am shocked, and I can't really say I'm in disbelief, though, but I am shocked, and I am saddened by his death. I feel my prayers go out to his family, but one thing I can say, I guess it was his time. I don't know, folks, I can't say when it's anybody's time, but, you know, hey, every one of us is going to die someday. Everybody's going to die someday. You know, we're not immortal. I know in Highlander he was an immortal, but in real life, we're not immortal. You know, you're born, you live, and you die. You know. That's just life, you know. I think Sean Connery, it was just his time. I think the dementia, with the cane, I think he was just sick and suffering, and he just couldn't, his body just gave out on him, and he couldn't make it no more. You know, that's what all I can say is that he probably just could not survive anymore. And I think the cause of death, well, I don't know what the cause of death was. I'm not a medical examiner, but, you know, sorry. It's just sad. You know, I'm going to miss him definitely. But to me, my favorite role will always be, you know, Henry Jones Sr. and Indiana Jones Last Crusade. You know, that scene though where he hugs Sean Connery. Sean Connery hugs Harrison Ford, and he's like really sad. He's like, my boy, because he thinks he's dead. He's like, I'm right here, Dad. He's like, oh, I thought I lost you, boy. I thought I lost you. And he hugs him. That scene is really touching. And also the moment when he calls his son Indiana, that was like a great moment. It was like, Indiana, let it go. You know. But, you know, just sad that he's gone. Sorry. I know I didn't know him, but it's just sad. It's sad when anybody passes away. It just makes me want to cry. Because I love all people. I love one another. You know, you should always love people. You know, you should never hate anybody. It's wrong. Hate is wrong. But it's sad for what happened to Sean Connery. I mean, it was just his time. It's sad, but hey, we have his movies. I have his James Bond movies, so I can still look through that. Never Say Never Again, I do want to give a special edition because I do have all the other ones, like Dr. No, especially Goldfinger, etc., on special edition. And I like to get that for Never Say Never Again. Yeah, because there's a booklet about the movie, but I want to see like the making of, you know, interviews with the cast. From what I heard of Sean Connery, and even Kim Basinger said, the movie was kind of telling them for Connery to make, but I think that was a good way for his want to go, but that's just my opinion. Other movies I liked him in there, let's see. I mean, some I have not seen. Like I said, I do like his Bond movies, so I like his James Bond, and I like Last Crusade. I like The Rock. The Rock was a really good movie. Highlander 1 and 2, I've seen those. I like those movies. I like the Quickening has issues, but I like the movie. And they're like 10 minutes. Yeah. But Highlander was great. You know, I think Ramirez was another famous character that he played, and also Last Crusade. The Hope for October, I want to see that. Rising Sun, I've never seen that. I've seen Dragonheart, I like that. He was the voice of the Drago. That also had a sad ending where Dennis Quaid at the end has to kill Drago, so, you know. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I guess Sir Bill and Edward X was his last few films that he did. But League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I've never seen that movie. Huh. Sorry. Somebody's cool review just popped up, but, you know. But, yeah, I definitely miss Sean Connery. You know, I think, in my opinion, he was a great actor. You know, he had charm, he had the charisma. And I'm not saying that calling him a good-looking man, because, no, I'm not gay or anything, no. I'm saying, hey, he's probably the best-looking man I've ever seen before in my life. If I met him, I would say that. And I'm not saying the gay way, I look at him, and I look at Sean Connery, like, that's the guy I want to be. I just want to be a good-looking guy. I don't consider myself a good-looking guy. You know, I don't consider myself handsome. I've been called ugly here on YouTube before. I'm not kidding. My little Let's Go Wild review, this person who got mad at me called me ugly. But maybe she's right. But you know, whatever. I don't care. But you know, but Sean Connery had the style, the charisma. I mean, he had the acting chops. He was a great actor, and he could play the role too, like Indiana Jones, Highlander. I mean, I think he could possibly do any role and do it well and make it believable, you know. I think that's what made him a great actor. And I'm sure he was a nice guy in real life. He seemed to care about his fans, cared about people. And he seemed like a nice guy who probably was funny in real life as well. You know. I think he was a good man, you know, and I think Sean Connery, we will all miss him. We will all remember him as James Bond, so this is for you, Connery, Sean Connery. Shaking that, sir. This is for you, sir. Rest in peace. My prayers go out to your family and your friends that knew you. But anyway, rest in peace, Sean Connery. You will be missed, sir. Sir Sean Connery, you will be missed. You are you're a great actor, good man, very good man. And you were a great James Bond, a great actor, one of the best actors Hollywood's ever had. And thank you, Sean Connery, for being James Bond. Thank you for all the movies you've done. Thank you for all the work you've done for all these years. And we will miss you. And we love you, Sean Connery. Yeah. Rest in peace, Sean Connery. Alright, guys. I'm done. And guys, before I go, I wanted to just say that about the other day, I started driving for the first time by myself. So hopefully from now on I'll be driving myself to work. I can drive my car now, so yay. Yay me. That's what I'm mentioning. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And like I said, rest in peace, Sean Connery. We will miss you. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.